Jesuits got here in Ayacucho probably in the final years of the 16th century, talking about 1590 something, probably 95, or maybe even a little bit later. The first thing they did was build a church. That church was started in 1609, which is pretty much about the same time that the Jesuit reductions in Paraguay were started. The school here existed until the society was suppressed. The society returned to Ayacucho in 1986, so that there's a period there of a little over 200 years when the Jesuits were not here in Ayacucho because of the suppression and all of that, that entailed. One of the things that I think most of us feel here is that when we did return, I've only been here a little over 2 years now, but my other brothers in the Peruvian province came here in 1986, right in the middle of the internal war between Shining Path and really the rest of the population here, and the government and everything else. One of the things that I think is kind of impressive for us is that we're coming into a history of the society in this city, and in this region, which is long-standing, even though that there's this period there of almost a little over 200 years where we were not here. So that being back here is somehow coming back home. At the beginning of this century, the society took on the parish in Cangallo, an area which was pretty much abandoned by the church during the period of violence. Well, we're here now in the school, number 50 of this Fe y Alegría movement in the country, which is sponsored, promoted by the Jesuits. The school was started almost 14 years ago. And as with all of these Fe and Alegría schools, it started with straw huts, and the parents of the kids, worked out on weekends to help begin to build the school. Obviously now this is beyond that.
One of the efforts here of the Loyola Center is to work in human rights, which is an ongoing problem and an ongoing challenge here in this area here in Ayacucho. So that there's a number of efforts here that I think that the Loyola Center is handling and is touched on, I think, a number of very essential concerns for the region and ultimately for the whole country.
The jail was built for about $650 inmates. Today there are over 1,400, so that there's a crunch, you know, that it's not human, really. I have my mass here every Sunday, and there are about a little over 200 inmates who show up. It's not proportionately maybe that great, but it's by far the best, the most participated mass in all of the week. So what we want to do is, in this house, we bought this house just in January of this year, 2009. Well, I shouldn't say we bought it, because I got a loan for $120,000. We have to pay off this loan in the next couple of years. I'm kind of concerned about how we're going to do that, but anyway, the opportunity was just too much to, you know, to let go, let pass, because this house is smack in the center of the city. It's easy access for any number of people, and especially easy access for young university students here at the National University here. The National University in Ayacucho has about 10,000 students. The academic quality is maybe not all that great, but it's pretty much from this population that you're going to get the future leadership in this region. And so I think it's very important that we orient a good part of the efforts that we want to do with this house when we get it fixed up, is to aim towards these young university students, as for example these kids studying law at the National University and are working now in the local jail to help people who don't have lawyers, whose papers are just lying in some bureaucrat's desk. A lot of things that the society does in this region, but along the line there's a point, I think, where we have to also combine, you know, these works like in the Fe en Alegría school or in Cangallo or here even in Ayacucho, you know, for helping people in a more immediate way. We have to combine this with thinking about what is the future of this area. How can Ayacucho become more human, more democratic, more livable for its people? And this, I think, is one of the major reasons why this house, even though you look at it now, it's kind of a, you know, it's a project in process, but it's a project which I think is extremely necessary for the present and for the future of Ayacucho, to develop a thinking Ayacucho about its presence and about its future.